How long does it take to sell a house from listing to closing, especially in California and here in San Diego County? That's our topic. We're going to start right after this. You find yourself responsible for your loved one's estate, and in that estate is a home that needs to be prepared, marketed, and sold. You're probably wondering many things, but how long is it going to take? How hard is it going to be? And what is your first step? In most cases, you could expect between 3 to 4 months. But when you hire someone that really knows what they're doing, they can shorten that time a lot, which is typically pretty helpful because there's carrying costs with many homes. There's property taxes here in San Diego. When someone passes away, in most of the cases, the property taxes are much higher from the date of death. And here in San Diego, a big expense when holding on to a home when someone's passed away is that the San Diego County Tax Assessor's Office will reassess the property at the current market value that they determine as of date of death. And as the estate representative, 6 to 12 months after the home is sold, you will receive a supplemental tax bill, and it can be substantial. So you want to have the shortest period of time between the ability to sell the property and getting it sold for the current market value. I'm Kim Ward. I am the broker owner of Horizon Real Estate's Probate and Trust Help. My team and I, we help executors, administrators, and trustees with homes in probate or trust administration. We are a real estate company, and we know how to get you from listing to closing safe and on time. Now let's break down this timeline so that you have an understanding of what needs to happen now that you're responsible for your loved one's home. And I'll also share 3 challenges or delays that can make things even harder. Okay, so you're responsible for the home. You've hired a real estate professional. What's the next step? It's getting the home ready. It's removing the personal property and preparing the home for the best situation to get the highest price, best terms buyer for your sale. We'll start with removing the remaining personal property, including furniture. Sometimes people will consider renting a storage unit to put all of the personal property in, but that is not my recommendation. That's just delaying the entire process for you. My recommendation is that your family and friends come in, remove items that are important to them, and then you either have an estate sale or you have a buyout where a person will come in, look at all that's left in the home, either say it'll cost this much, give you a quote to remove the personal property, or sometimes they'll give a quote that they will be willing to pay for the remaining personal property. That way, you've cried once. You've had the personal property removed from the home so that you can get it ready, and it's the largest asset of the estate. Now, let's talk about the cost-effective repairs. Many times we recommend to elevate the home as you change out the hardware on the kitchen and bathroom cabinets to something that's more modern. We just did this on a property in Lakeside, and it had these curly Q handles on the kitchen cabinets, and they were really, really dated. What we did is we went onto Amazon and we ordered new knobs and handles that were more modern and had them installed, and it totally elevated the kitchen. There may be some minor repairs, such as changing out some lighting in the bathroom, or if there's a leaky faucet, addressing it before we go on the market. The buyers are going to ask for it to be repaired or replaced anyway, so we might as well do it up front. One thing we do a lot of is light bulbs. My husband does not like my light bulb collection. I have a box that is just full of different kinds of light bulbs, and boy, does it come in handy with many of the homes that we help with. But he still doesn't like that I have a box in the garage full of different kinds of light bulbs. We'll want to have some curb appeal. If your loved one has had a gardener, we just keep them until we're ready to close the sale. That way the yard continues to look nice. The next thing to get the home ready is cleaning. We have a cleaning company that can come in and they do a deep cleaning, all the cabinets, all the appliances, everything. And then we have a window company that specifically takes care of the windows and the screens. So you're going to want to address these things. When buyers walk into a home, when you have nice clean windows, they think of the home as being well cared for and they're willing to pay more for it. These are simple things, and when you have a good team, they manage everything. They get quotes, then they ask you for your permission to have the work done. The work gets done, and all you have to do is answer an email. And the next thing is our team, what we do is we call it soft staging. We have shower curtains and pictures and things to put in the bathroom, towels, and it softens the home, and that's what we want. We don't bring in furniture. That has been found to be unnecessary, but we make it look more homey by doing soft staging. And then, very important, is professional photography. We have a photographer that comes in and does a great job taking photos of the home, because that's what the buyers are going to see first. Online or with their real estate professional, they're going to see the photos, and we want to draw them in to want to come and take an actual look of the home in person. Those are the steps that make the house look good and is ready for your buyers to come in. I hope you're finding this of value. If you are, please like, comment, and subscribe so that YouTube will share this video with others just like you. Now let's talk about DOM, days on market. The average DOM, days on market, they change with what the market's doing and where the house is located. In 2023, here in San Diego County, the DOM was 23 days on average. This past year, that has gone up to between 25 and 30 days on market. It's showing a little bit more balanced market, a little bit more slowing of things. And just recently, we've noticed that it may be even a little longer than 30 days that a home is on the market. But when properly prepared, like we were just talking about, our days on market is much lower, because we know how to prepare to get the buyers in the front door and get offers for our clients to consider. Once a buyer makes an offer, or buyers, and we go through the negotiation process and someone is picked, a particular buyer, we then open escrow. The typical escrow time currently is between 21 and 40 days. On average, we have about a 21-day close of escrow for our clients. If it happens to be a cash situation, that might even be shortened. During that escrow period, many things are happening. Your buyers are doing inspections, an appraisal is happening, escrow's getting the payoff demands for any liens that might be on the property, and more is happening. But we typically have a 7 to 10 day inspection period and all contingencies removed within a couple of weeks. Once all the contingencies are removed, 95+% of the time, we close escrow as planned. So now let's talk about the delays and challenges that I mentioned earlier. First is the buyer backs out. That can be caused because they want too much when they do their inspections and they ask the seller to basically rebuild the house, and we can't come to a meeting of the minds. The buyer may back out. And of course, restarting again, that extends that timeline. We rarely have this happen, by the way. Repairs and inspections. I mentioned that we usually have an inspection period, a clause in the contract that's between 7 and 10 days. Sometimes something comes up, like for instance, right now we're helping with a home in Encinitas, and the buyer's inspection period was supposed to be today. They had 7 days to do their inspections, but something came up that they needed an additional inspection, and the seller has granted them that additional time. So that may slow things down a little bit, but it shouldn't affect the actual closing, as long as once they do their inspections, they wanted a roof inspection. Once that's done, we come to a meeting of the minds of any request for repairs that the buyer asks the seller to fund. And loan approval. During the 7 to 14 days, an appraisal is typically happening. That appraisal goes to the lender, and the lender has to go through what's called underwriting to get a full approval for their buyer. Now, sometimes we run into lenders that don't seem to be able to read the contract and know that the timeline is 14 days, for instance. Now, we're telling them what day they're supposed to be able to tell their buyer they have full loan approval, but sometimes they run on their own timeline, and that can delay that removal of contingencies. And sometimes, because of that, it can add a few extra days to the actual closing. That said, closing a couple of days late is not a big deal, as long as you get the property sold. Selling a home in probate or a trust administration can typically take between 21 and 30 days once you actually have a contract and open escrow. Careful preparation, good marketing, including those professional photos, and having techniques that we have, such as putting the property on the market on Wednesday with the professional photos. So it goes out to all of the Zillow, Realtor.com, Trulia, all the online portals, and having no showings until Saturday creates an auction environment at the open house we have on Saturday. Many times once we have the open house, come Monday or Tuesday, we have offers on the home. That's how we keep that timeline much shorter. Thank you for watching. We hope you found this of value. Again, go ahead and write your questions down in the comments section, and also like and subscribe to our channel, because if you're in the middle of being responsible for someone's home after they've passed away, this is the place for you to be. Thanks for watching.